Hi folks, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining. So in our last video I introduced an invention that I've called Jasonite, and what it is a renewable foam that can be a substitute for say Styrofoam or packing peanuts made from starch, that sort of thing. And we're going to work with it. I'm going to make some more today, and I'm going to do some more stuff with it. Now, what happens with milk plastic when you work with it, if you've worked with it any at all, is that you know about the shrinkage, more than 25%, which is very difficult to manage for anything more than something rather small. So the challenge that I came up with was to come up with something that I can make a large, like a TV dinner tray or something similar to that. And so I tried and I failed. And it didn't work worth a darn. But what I did was I broke off some pieces of it because I intended to soften it up to see if I could stretch it. But something different happened in the microwave. It very quickly foamed up. And Jasonite was invented. So now we have an expanding foam that's compostable, renewable. It's made from milk. And it's made with very simple ingredients. All I've used is the casein powder, the bodybuilder supplement, and I've used 30% vinegar. And I've done everything in the microwave. So I've gone ahead and I've made some more foam. What I'd like to do is to see what other things I can come up with and see if I can fill this tray. Once more, this is the tray that I've made on the 3D printer. And see if I can get it to foam up inside there and make something that will fill that cavity without shrinking. In other words, we're going to put it in there, and instead of it shrinking, it's going to expand in the microwave, hopefully, into something very, very nice. The trick to making this is the juicer, or to foam it up real good. So you want to create your foam in here. And I've gone ahead and I've taken a couple of spoonfuls like this, and very quickly it expanded in the open bowl into something like this. So that's what we're going to do, is we're going to use that as our feedstock, the foam, to fill this mold. All right, a lot to do, and a little finger crossing to be done here. So let's get started. So, just a little splodge like that, and let's put it in the microwave for 15 seconds. And let's see what we get there. Now I'm hoping that it will do this again, so we know where we're at. And you want to be careful of the vinegar. Okay, and it does. It likes to really spread out and expand. So we're going to use that amazing phenomenon to make a foam tray. All right, so a viewer asked a little bit about how I made this, because I didn't make it exactly clear in the previous video, so I'm going to go over it just a little bit better and introduce what I consider to be my eyeball factor in most of my mixes, which is why I don't go over a lot, because everything is pretty much an eyeball sort of thing. In this particular mix, what I wanted was a minimum of water, and even though I was using the vinegar, it's mostly water, so I wanted to cut that down because in the dehydrator, I thought it would just take forever. And as you can see from the result, it shrank so much that it was completely unusable. But I'm going to make that same mix because we're going to process it again. So what we're going to do is pretty much just dump some casein in here, and then I'm just going to add just enough vinegar to make a mash, a consistency of mashed potatoes or mashed sweet potatoes. All right, so this is 1 cup, about 235 mils. Fairly level. Now let's talk a little bit about the casein powder as well. When you go shopping for the casein powder, they add soy to it. A little bit of soy, and that keeps it from that gives it a nice powdery form and reduces the clumping when you mix it in your protein shakes. What I do is I start 50-50. Okay. And then I just mix it. You saw me mix it by hand last time, but I'm going to use something else. And what we're having is something that looks like a, the typical cottage cheese. This is what we're starting with here. Okay, we're going to let this sit and work overnight.